Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back and it is time for another episode of The Shopping Block. Hopefully I did something creative and dramatic right there because otherwise I'm gonna look crazy. But anyway, we are back and it is time for another episode of The Shopping Block. This is a series that I have dedicated to window shopping new releases. Sometimes we go in store and do some swatches as well, you know, as I like to do. We're gonna go through the new releases, new launches, see if there are any launches out there that we may be interested in, but mainly I'm trying to block you from shopping because this year we have decided that we're not overindulging in consumerism. We're not buying every product launch from every Tom, Dick, and Harry because everybody decided that they needed to have a makeup line. No, I don't care. All these collaborations, I don't care. We're not doing it, okay? We're saying no, and the box stops here literally. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I wanted to kick it off with foundation because it seems like it's the time of the year, it's this season for foundation releases because every brand, it seems, is releasing a foundation, which is not typical at all. Foundation is not necessarily always a thing, but something's going on, something's in the air, and there are a ton of brands releasing foundation. So we'll start off with Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna start off with RIHANNA because why not? She leads the pack right now. Fenty is one of the brands that are on my radar and I'm gonna keep an eye out. So Fenty is releasing this Pro Filtr Hydrating Foundation, which everybody is excited about. So her Pro Filtr Foundation is a matte formula. A lot of people were upset because they were like, oh, it doesn't suit my skin. I can't really enjoy it because it's drying. And it is a very matte formula. I personally love it because I have oily skin. It's one of my favorite foundations. However, a lot of people didn't get to enjoy this, especially if they had dry skin or normal skin. Like, they had to tweak it a lot to use it. So now there's a hydrating formula that's coming out. And there are 50 shades as with the regular Pro Matte Foundation line. And what they're saying here is your shade match in the original, so the matte formula, it's gonna be a matching shade in the hydrating formula, which makes it really simple and easy. You don't have to worry about shade matching anymore. If you found your shade match, that's great, you have it here. So this is meant for normal and dry skin types, and this is gonna be online and in stores August 15th. As I said, I have oily skin, so like this is not something that's calling my name like, come get me. I'm like, no, you're cute, I'll probably get a sample and test you out, but I'm like, I'm not checking for this. And there's also going to be a primer that's included, which I think is more of a hydrating primer. Or is it a mattifying primer? Hold up. I just confirmed it's a hydrating primer, which is interesting because you can probably pair the hydrating primer with the matte foundation, and that may be a good combination for you. I'm just putting things out there, but I am not getting this foundation. I'm not buying the full size, but I might try a sample just to test it out. And I'm showing you the shades here again. Great shade range from Fenty Beauty. I had trouble shade matching, but I think I've finally figured it out. I am shade 385, which is one of the newer shades. This is gonna come in tube packaging, which I don't know how I feel about tube packaging. I like it for travel purposes because it's a squeeze tube, but this is probably gonna be in the $35 to $40 range as with the previous foundation. I am not getting this, and honestly, try this out as a sample before you bite the bullet. With any foundation, I recommend trying a sample first. If you're like me and you have oily skin and you prefer a matte finish, this may not be your thing, which is why I'm recommending getting a sample first. But I mean, it's a foundation. If you're already happy with your foundations, do you really need another one? Do you? I'm gonna challenge you to make sure you finish a foundation first before you pick up a new one. That's the challenge. That's what we're gonna use to block you from buying this foundation if you're really interested in trying it out and you have like normal dry skin and you're really curious about the formulation. I'm gonna challenge you. Don't buy this. Don't buy another foundation, period, until you finish your existing foundation or one of your existing foundations, which is kind of a challenge I'm giving myself. But I'm gonna fail because there's another foundation that I actually want to try out. So with that being said, I'm gonna move to the one that I actually want to try out. So this is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Foundation. There are also 50 shades in this. They have an all-nighter liquid foundation. I think that's more full coverage, and it's definitely more of a matte finish. So this foundation is a weightless foundation. It says it's a buildable medium coverage liquid foundation with a real skin matte finish that lasts up to 24 hours. And it says it's good for normal, dry combination, and oily skin. It's vegan and cruelty free. This is already in stores and I was able to swatch it. So I'm going to insert the swatches. I'm going to show you the packaging and everything, which I think is beautiful. The packaging, it's sleek. I don't think it's glass though. I think it's like a hard plastic, but it's a sleek, thin bottle. It's different from all the other bottles that I've seen. It also has a pump, and they're saying that there are 9 shade intensities, 3 master tones, and then 7 undertones. So I'm thinking cool, pink, yellow, olive, all that stuff, neutral. And it's also supposed to be long wearing, waterproof, feels like second skin, and it's a breathable formula that is meant to stay true to color and minimize the appearance of pores. Now, since I checked that out in stores, I got a sample because I am now the sample queen, because I refuse to buy a full-size foundation unless I try it out. And like I said, I'm challenging myself to use up a foundation before I get a new one, and I actually did use up a foundation, so I think I'm gonna get this one. It's a shopping block, so I'm not like encouraging you to get it, but I like this one. The shade match I have is 70NN, so it's neutral, which actually matches my skin pretty well. It says it's dark neutral with a neutral undertone, which I've been finding that I'm more of a neutral undertone, and I always match with neutral in Urban Decay shades, so I want to try this out. And they also have a concealer that goes with this that I also swatched in store, so I'll show you that right now as well. This one feels pretty nice. I love their original, it's the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I wear the shade Dark Neutral. I love that concealer, so I'm thinking I will like this concealer as well. It's the Correcting Concealer, and the shade that I think I would get for this one is the 70NY, which is dark neutral with a golden undertone, and it just looks nice on my skin. I really like the sample that I've tried out. It's lightweight, it feels really comfortable on the skin, which is what I really like, but it gives me decent coverage. It's not heavy coverage because I'm not into full coverage. Like, I don't need to layer it up, but I like a coverage that's gonna even out my skin. I don't like oh, BB cream. No, I need like a light medium coverage at least, at bare minimum, and I think this is really nice and it feels really good on the skin. So this is where I may not be blocking myself from shopping for a foundation, so I might try that out. Now the other foundation, which is probably one that everybody is like going crazy about, is the Pat McGrath foundation. And you know, with Auntie Pat, she has to do the most with the names and make it sound so luxurious and just, oh my god. So it's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. Oh my god, oh my god. So how many shades of this is there? There are 36 shades. Again, I got to check this out in store, so I'll show you this. The packaging is beautiful, okay? Luxury. And what I love about this, it comes in this beautiful black box. It's sleek, right? But it's actually enclosed in plastic, so you know it's fresh. And then the bottle is this frosted glass with this black cap, and then you have a pump as well. The pump, for real though, the pump looks cheap. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that it's not just standard run-of-the-mill pump packaging, but anyhow, the glass bottle itself is like, oh my god, but it still has like that sleek, straight from the lab effect, but with a little touch of luxury. So it's cute, and again, because I went in store, I got a sample. So I got shade 23, and I'll show you the swatches that I have here. I tried out 19 through 26. The shades are a little screwy, but shade 23 matches me well, which is interesting because I didn't think like it was really gonna match. So shade number 23 is a medium deep shade with yellow undertones. Now I told you that I lean more neutral, so this is definitely not more neutral, it is more yellow, but it still looks nice because it's a very thin, very lightweight, like second skin coverage, which I personally, like I said, I'm not really necessarily into. Like, I need a little bit more coverage. You can build it up, but it's like, I don't know, I don't like it because it's a sheer to medium coverage and it looks like second skin. It's a very natural finish, but natural finishes on me tend to look more satin or more dewy, more glowy than I would like. I need a matte finish because a matte finish ends up looking dewy by the end of the day because of my oily skin. I don't love that for me. So I love anti-pat and this would be something that I'd be into, but $68, okay, 68, did you hear me? $68, which amounts to about $75. I'm bumping it up a bit, but it's like in the $70, low $70 range after taxes. And I don't know about you, but $70 for a foundation though? I know the 68 is like, it's 68, it's not quite, no, it's 70 after taxes. And I'm like, nah, For $70, this foundation, I better fall in love and not want to date anybody else. Like, this is marriage material type foundation for $70. But honestly, truly, it was more of like a casual hookup. Like, I may make it to 3 times with the sample that I have, but like, I don't want to like marry it. Like, I want to be like, yeah, it's not gonna work out. You were good, you were cool, like it was great, but I just can't commit right now. And that's what I feel with this. If for $70 I need to fall in love, I am not spending $70 on something that I would casually date, just have 3 dates with. So this is a skip for me. I don't see why you would get this unless you just have that luxury habit, which a lot of people do. So, do what you do. It's like you have to have nice skin and then it's just gonna give you a pretty finish and you can't expect it to stay matte or anything. I don't want it. And there's like a whole system with a primer, a powder. I cannot afford it, all right? I mean, I could, but I don't want to. It's one of those things, like, I could buy it, like, but why would I? So no, I'm gonna say no to this. Now, the other foundation that has swept the market, taken it by storm, is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This I actually got to check out in store today because it launched in Ulta and my store actually had several of the shades, not the entire shade range, but I got to check this out. Now, Ulta doesn't do samples, so I couldn't get a sample to try out, but that's okay because I really don't want this foundation. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. A lot of people have been laughing about this foundation packaging, which I'm going to show you. It's a glass bottle, it has a pump, and I think this pump is actually pretty nice. It's a nice pump on that bottle. It's different, it's sleek. I like the pump, but the word foundation is like boom on it, like foundation, and it looks a little tacky. But in person, it doesn't look as tacky as you would expect with the big old foundation printed on it. But I don't know why they had to put it on, but Norvina said somewhere along the line like, oh, this is for pro people. They want to know what they're picking up, so they want to see foundation, so it's like loud, it's in their makeup kit, so they can just grab it. But I don't know that the market for your brand is really makeup artists. I know makeup artists use your brand, but aren't you focused more on like consumers, like regular schmegular me and you? And so for you to use that as the excuse for putting the big old foundation, I don't know. Some people hate it, some people like it, some people don't care. I'm one of those people that don't care, but I do think it does look tacky. So there are 50 shades. So 50, it's like ever since E.L. James came out with 50 Shades of Grey, everybody is like 50 Shades of everything. Like, that's the new catchphrase. I have 50 shades. That doesn't mean it's done well, and I don't like, I think Urban Decay did a good job with their shade layout, like the selection with the undertones, the cool, the warm, the yellows, the tans, the olive undertones, the neutrals. I think they did a great job with the shade range, and they run from like really light to really deep. With Pat McGrath, I think she did decent as well. She only has 35 or 36 shades, so it's not like the most, but I think she did a decent amount. And since it's a sheer coverage, you can get away with less shades because one shade will suit like a couple of skin tones. Like, I'm gonna show you the swatches of my shades. I swatched 400 to 500. The best match I saw was like 480-ish, and even that was kind of like iffy because it looked a lot gray. So I'm not too sure. I'd have to get a sample. But the skip from 490 to 500 is like, boom, you're in the 500. And I'm like, what the fudge? So I'm going to show you the swatches that Norvina showed. She said the most shades she has is in the medium range, which should make sense because most people fall in the medium range. But then she has the light, she has fair, light, medium, tan, and then deep. But the jump from like the tan to the deep is like so huge. And I'm wondering, like, am I crazy? Like, do people just jump like that in shade range? And I'm looking at my dark skin lovelies and I'm like, I know with dark skin you tend to have different undertones and different levels of depth, but do we really jump from like my shade to like Lupita? Like, I don't like, that's almost what it looks like. And I think there are people that are in between that are gonna be missing. So I'm like, what is going on? And there's so many claims for this. It's water resistant, long wearing, it's vegan, cruelty free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, gluten free, paraben free, alcohol, oil, mineral oil, talc free, suitable for all skin types including sensitive skin. Like, it's a lot. No flashback. It's a lot of claims, okay? And it's a lot to live up to, and I'm sure she was just trying to cover it all. And you guys, are you gonna try? I'm not gonna try this out, honestly, truly. It's $38, so it's pricey. And then the shade range, just I don't have it here, you know. And then it's a luminous finish at that, and I'm like, luminous? Again, not my thing. And I'm not saying that a dry skin or a normal skin can't enjoy this, so go for it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But I've tried like the stick foundation, and oh my god, that is the single worst foundation I've tried ever in my life. Like the Maybelline Fit Me, that oily one, that was the worst one up until I tried the Anastasia one. And it took me out. My texture, it was so textured. It looks so literally looks so nasty on my skin. So like, I don't have high hopes for this. And this is their second venture into foundations. This is their first liquid foundation. So I'm like, is this what we're doing? Because I'm not doing it with you. But I'm gonna get a sample. This is not where it's at. And then the powders, so they have a range of powders that are coming out. There are 5 shades. So I saw translucent, vanilla, and banana in store, but they also have like golden orange, which is a golden tan, and deep peach, which is a warm peach. So I don't know where they're going with that. But the translucent one looks literally white, okay? Like straight up white. The vanilla one is like an off-white, and then the banana is like white with a little bit of yellow in it. And I'm like, these all look really ashy. So I don't see these working for dark skin, and like they're really pigmented. It's not like, oh, they're translucent, they're sheer, oh, it's gonna give you just a like what. No, this is gonna give you a color, and it's a lot. So be careful with these powders. They're $36. It's just a sifter, it's just a regular package, and it's 0.88 ounce. I'm not doing this. I'm really not doing that at all. Plus, I think I'm kind of taking a break from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, there are a lot of launches, but like, I haven't been truly impressed, and I think I've just ended up buying things just to buy them, to say that I got them, but I haven't truly like used them. Like, I haven't even used my Norvina palette yet. And how long did that come out? Sultry palette, I still haven't used. So it's like, I'm gonna take a break. We're done with foundation, and I'm gonna move on to palettes. So Anastasia Beverly Hills, in keeping with them, they're releasing a collaboration palette with Jackie Aina, my best friend. yeah, no, we're not friends. We're not even close to friends. But I think this is a great achievement for her to work with Anastasia Beverly Hills. So kudos to her. Congrats on that. This was sneak peek because one of the retailers accidentally posted pictures on their site because they had the product shots, like it was ready to go, and they accidentally like published it, so people were able to get screenshots of this new palette. And I saw the sneak peek and I was like, I'm gonna wait. And then today, because today is Jackie's birthday, they released the actual pictures and she did a video and their swatches and stuff, and it didn't improve. I was thinking it would. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like it. She's using terms that she uses a lot in her vocabulary, I'm guessing, for the shade names, and she has one that's named Sponsored, and that's like, it's so shady because I know she's throwing shade at people who's called her out for doing sponsored posts, but the sponsored shade is like a brown green. You know those duochromes that everybody has? Like, it started out with MAC with their blue green pigment and like their blue brown pigment. Makeup Shayla also had this in her ColourPop palette. It's just been done, so I don't even like that shade. And the fact that it has a shady name, it's just like, really? That was like, it's your palette, like, celebrate. Like, you don't have to use it as a way to throw daggers at people. But there are pinks in here, like cranberry shades, a matte purple, a couple of like duochrome light shades. There's a red, which I think is the prettiest shade in the palette. And then a couple, like, I think there's a dark brown, then a peachy medium brown, and then a more orangey medium brown. And there's also like a shimmery purple. This isn't the shade selection I would gravitate towards. Like, this palette, I look at it, I'm not inspired. I actually think I'm gonna say it, but this is not to be rude or anything. I mean, it's kind of rude, but I look at it and it looks ugly to me. And I'm just saying that because I don't like I'm seeing the swatches and I'm like, it's ugly. I don't like it one bit. Like, it doesn't go. But I'm sure like she's used it and she loves it, and her video, like, she's done the swatches and it works for her, and it may work on her skin tone and darker. But I personally don't like reds. I think reds on darker skin look better than they do on me. For me, I'm just like, I like a really rich dark burgundy, but I don't like reds by themselves. So I'm not getting this, but you let me know what you think. I just the shade selection, just, I don't know, man. And I feel like there are a lot of repeat shades from other Anastasia palettes. But you know, I think people might like this. I know her fans that definitely support her regardless of what she does. They'll get this, so she'll get a lot of support on this. I'm just like, I'm not interested at all in it, so I'm good on that. Thank you so much. Now, another palette that just got released, this is online only for now. This is from Lime Crime, which, are we checking for Lime Crime? Like, I know Do Dare is no longer in charge, but like, she's still in the background, so I don't know how we're feeling about Lime Crime right now. They're still on timeout for me. But this is a colorful neon palette. So neons are like the thing right now. But these are bold, bright, in-your-face colors. There are 8 shades. There's like a bright pink, orange, yellow, shimmery yellow, a green, like a corally orange, a purple, and like a bright blue. I actually want to see this in store. I really want to swatch these because I've swatched like the Venus palettes. Okay, low key, I'm gonna tell you a secret. I own the Venus 1 and 2. Shh. The little Venus palettes, those are actually pretty good. Like, the eyeshadows are good. You know, they're like secret products that you have in your collection that you don't want people to know you have. So I got those as like a gift from somebody, and I felt bad, like, I don't want Lime Crime products. But I took it, and I low-key do like the formula. So I want to see this in store. Don't tell nobody. Shh. Don't tattle on me, okay? Because we're not really checking for Lime Crime, but I want to test this out in store. I don't know, but it's like $38 or something like that, right? It's like a lot of money for 8 shades, and they're bright shades, which I'm not gonna wear a lot, so, and nobody's gonna wear that a lot, so why would you want to spend that much? But again, if you're into bright colors, this might be fun. I don't know, man. It looks pretty. I am intrigued. And for me to be intrigued by something lime crime, you know that I'm into color, man. I can't. They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me, but I'm like trying to stay away. Like, I'm like, get thee behind me, Satan. But like, I low-key kind of, it looks nice. I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of brights, this is another bright palette. This is from GlamLite. GlamLite is the brand that did the pizza palette. There's a burger palette. Is there even a taco palette? I'm like, there is like food palettes going on. I have not been intrigued. I have not tried them out. I'm like, no, I don't like a gimmick. I don't like this foolishness. But this time around, they're doing a, like, what are they calling it? I don't even freaking know. They're calling it a paint palette. So it's in the shape of a regular artist palette. Like, you know, if you're a painter and you're like, you have your little colors and stuff. So it's in the shape of that palette. So it's big and bulky already. And I'm like, I don't like big and bulky things because I need to store things, all right? I ain't got time for this. But it's like really colorful, really bold shades. And I don't know, man. It looks pretty in theory. There are a lot of mattes. There's some shimmers, but there's so much wasted space. It's like this big old thing. And I just don't want it. I don't want it. But this is the closest to something that I would have gotten from this brand. It's going to be $45. They're oversized eyeshadows. They're 12 mattes, 5 dazzling shimmers, and 1 duochrome. And it's launching July 24th, which that's gone already. It's a pre-order and it ships out at the end of August, which I'm like, didn't they make enough money from the pizza and burger palette? Maybe they didn't. Maybe that's the gag, like they didn't really make money, so now they got to do pre-orders. Oh, that's so sad. Too bad. Me not get this. Me don't want it. Do you want this? Like, it's colorful and I can see how people would be intrigued, but no, like, no, It's too much. It's way too much going on. Now, there is a palette that I do fully get behind. So this is a collaboration between Juvia's Place and Fumi. And Fumi is a small creator, so not a lot of people were aware of who she was. They were like, who is this? Juvia's Place is a black-owned brand, and Fumi's also a woman of color, and she's dark-skinned. She's not like the typical influencer that a brand would collaborate with. Like, she doesn't have millions of subscribers. She actually has... she has under 100,000. Even on Instagram, she has a small following, but she's a beautiful person. She loves color. She's a mother, and she's older. She's over 50. She's over 50. If that is not, listen, that is something to celebrate. Juvia's Place, who people are talking about, oh, they don't support women of color, oh, they don't work with small influencers. That's exactly what they're doing, and this is proof of that. This is the absolute evidence of that. So they've been working for years with this. This is a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. There are, I believe, 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. There's like a purple, a red, a bright pink, a corally shade, and then there's like a light, it looks like an icy, like an icy champagne with a little bit of peachy pink undertone, and then a shimmery orange. And there are 2 lip glosses, a nude one and like a dark purple one. And from what I've been seeing, like, people have been creating fun looks from this palette, and you know, it's such a positive thing. I'm not getting this personally, but it's a nice little palette. It's for face and eyes, and it's only $15, so it's a nice little collaboration, and I really wish Fumi success because she seems like a really genuine and nice person. And what she had to say about the owner of Juvia's Place, maybe this will renew people's faith in Juvia's Place, even though I know their customer service needs tons of work, and their PR, don't even get me started. So much work, but again, it's a black-owned brand, and I'm willing to give them a chance. So this is something you might want to check out. I'm not personally getting it because I don't need to be buying no more palettes. I just don't. No, we're not doing it. Speaking of another indie brand, we have Menagerie Cosmetics, formerly Makeup Monsters. I still miss them being called Makeup Monsters. I don't know, like, it was so niche. It was so indie. Now it's like Menagerie. Oh my god. But they have this purple palette. It's a pre-order too. This is 6 shades again, $19.99. I know this is available for pre-order, but I don't know when it's shipping out. And with their pre-orders, I pre-ordered a palette from them, the Whale Song palette. I'll show you that in a haul. But that like took a couple of months to get to me. So their pre-orders take a while. So if you can wait it out, wait it out. But it's a purple palette. This is really what you call monochromatic, all right? It's purple through and through. So if you were into purples and you wanted like different levels of purple, like a lavender, like a dusty purple, and then a violet, and then more of an ultraviolet with the blue, and then a deep navy blue purple, then this might be for you. And their formulation is actually pretty good. So I don't know, like purples are difficult to do, and with a palette of all purples, that I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm not getting it. I'm not into purples like that. Like I like a good purple, but like I don't love purple to that extreme. So I'm not getting this, but it's cute, and I mean it's a, you know, it's there for you to have if you want it. It's cute. Next palette, which if I relied on this brand alone for content, I would always have a video to do, because every 5 minutes there's a new launch. You know who I'm talking about? ColourPop. Oh my god, every 4 days they make a new product. Like there's a new launch every freaking second. So this palette they have, I don't even know if this is the latest one, because it's like they're doing the monochromatic theme where it's a color theme. They launch a collection, they have the palette, then they have other like items, like other products around it, like a super shock shadow, or like a cheek product, some lip products to go with it. This is the Orange You Glad palette. The last one they did was the Honey, which was the yellow one. And then isn't there another? I swear there's another one. Let me see, because if it's not one, it's the other, because ColourPop stay launching things. Oh, here we go. This one is the Main Squeeze palette, which is apparently like a watermelon theme. There's a strawberry one. Like at some point they're all overlapping, and it's like, oh my freaking god, could you stop? Could you freaking stop? Because the Orange You Glad palette looks like the Soul palette that they launched summers ago. I'm not getting this. Without a doubt, I'm not getting this. Like I literally just decluttered quite a few of their palettes because they have the little small pans, and I don't check for small pans. And honestly, truly, I'm not into monochrome, like monochromatic palettes at all. Like if it's a one-tone thing, I'm in it. And then the other thing I don't like about these palettes, they keep including now, like as of recent, the last couple of palettes have a pressed glitter in them, and then they say that it's not eye safe, and that's their get out of jail free card in case you use them on your eye and damage your cornea. That's their, oh well, we said it's not eye safe, so that's on you, sweetie. Like their liability is no, them not getting no money. Don't use these on your eyes. The thing about these glitters are the size of them, they're too large to be cosmetic grade, and then the way they're cut, they're sharp. Glitter is actual plastic, okay? So you can cut your cornea. If it gets caught in your eye, forget it. It can get under there and cause damage to your eye. You can go blind. And what I hate about this is that there are 9 pans in these palettes. Just 9. So it's not like you're getting a full old big old palette and you have one little glitter shade. There are 9 shadows in here. One of them is a glitter. And what are you gonna do? It's in an eyeshadow palette. You're putting on eyeshadow, like you're gonna just want to put it on your eye because it's pretty. And that's the thing, like it's so misleading. Like I don't mind you using like the formulations where it's a pigment, it's a pressed pigment versus an eyeshadow. So a pressed pigment is because it has those pigments in it that are not passed by the FDA for safe eye use, because they stain the lids and they can cause irritation. But in like the EU, where they have stricter regulations, those pigments are allowed in their cosmetics because it can create staining, but it's still not gonna irritate your eyes like that. Like it's not gonna cause rash or anything. So they pass it over there, the colorants. But here in the States, the FDA is like, nah, you can't use like certain red colors. So you'll see a lot of red shades, orange shades, purple shades not be eye safe, or they say they're not eye safe. So they claim them as pressed pigments instead. Those I can understand because you can use at your own risk. You're gonna get some staining or not, it depends. But it's not like gonna burn your eye off, you know what I'm saying? With this, the glitter, even though it's like it's not eye safe, ha ha ha, like tongue in cheek, it's still a danger. Like, it's dangerous, and anybody that gets this palette is not gonna just be like, oh, it's not eye safe. They're gonna want to put this on their eyes, and God forbid somebody goes blind from one of these glitters. Like, it's irresponsible of ColourPop, and I think it's neglectful, and I don't like it at all. And just on the strength of that, I don't want their palettes. Like, how you gonna do that? Like, it's 9 shadows and one of them no eye safe. No, you can't be doing that. And I'm so tired of their different monochromatic themes now. They're overlapping like crazy, and they're almost making a running joke out of it that they release something every 5 minutes. Like, it's become their thing, and it's not cute anymore. At some point, like, you need to stop. There's so much waste in the world. Like, you're just adding to it, and I'm sick of it. I'm really sick. I'm like sick. I'm fed up with ColourPop. ColourPop needs to stop it. I'm so sick of them, for real though. Then talking about ColourPop Palette, we have one from Natasha Denona. Y'all know Natasha Denona ain't getting none of my coins. But she released another one of her 5-pan palettes. These are $48, first of all, for 5 eyeshadows. $48. Natasha Denona, what is going on? Natasha Denona has these micro palettes that are still 5 pans, but they're little mini pans, which I absolutely hate, so I never buy those. Those are $25, I believe. Then she has the regular 5-pan palettes that are $48, so 5 eyeshadows still, but bigger pans, $48. Then she have the sunrise, sunset, sunny palette that she recently released. That's $65, which I think is a decent price, and it has decent pans in them. It looks like regular size pans, and it's cheaper than the larger palettes. The big pan palettes are $129. Those have like 15 shades, I think, or 18. Something so, but they're $129. And then you have the big 28 palettes, which are $289, I believe. So her prices are like all over the damn place. And now she come out with this palette, the Coral palette. And she's been doing themes where she looks at her popular palette. Like, she just did the, which one was that? The Tropical palette. She just took the bottom row of the Tropical palette and launched it as a 5-pan palette. And then she was like, oh, the formulation is different. It's better. It's improved. So she keeps switching formulations as well. And I'm like, oh my God. Will you stop using people as guinea pigs? Like, it's either you're gonna really get a great formula, solid formula, and use it throughout your palettes, and just consistently keep that formula. Like, don't change it up, because people complain that the mini palettes aren't the same formula as the micro palettes, as the big palettes, and it's nobody knows what the hell they're getting. It's just a mystery palette at this point, because the formulations just never stay consistent. Now, this palette is the Coral palette, but a lot of people are saying it's just a mini of the Sunrise palette, because she's done a mini Sunset, she's done a mini Cranberry, she's done like these mini palettes, but this one, it just looks like some of the shades from the Sunrise palette. So if you already have the Sunrise palette, like, why bother getting this? And this is $48. The Sunrise palette is $65. So for a few more dollars, you can get a lot more shades and a lot more like diversity. So I'm just like, Natasha, when are we gonna stop? And why are these shades so, like, why are we doing these warm tones? Like, when are we gonna stop? Like, she's do the same palettes over and over and over again. And are these selling? Are they really selling? Because I don't know, like, did she like run out of ideas? I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is I don't want it. I'm not getting it, and you listen, me no know, like, are you? No, don't get it. Don't get this. This is foolishness. Foolishness. And then the last launch I want to talk about for real is the Beauty Blender brushes. What? Okay, for real, I'm glad that Beauty Blender is expanding their horizons. They did foundation, which was a flop because of their shade range, you know. Here's the thing, secret. The foundation is actually pretty decent. I tried a sample. It's pretty nice, but like, their controversy just made that whole launch a flop. So sorry, it could have been great. It could have been great, and I was rooting for them, but they failed, even though the foundation itself is actually pretty decent. I might actually pick that up one day. They just, yeah, they flopped right there on that launch. Now, they have a brush line coming out with 5 brushes. They have a liner brush with a spoolie, and the spoolie has a comb attached, which I think is cute, right? They have a full fluffy powder brush, which is also cute. They have an eyeshadow blending brush, like the fluffy blending brushes. They have an eye shader brush, and then they have like a liner brush, which the liner brush has a decent, cute shape that I thought was interesting. On 3 of the brushes, so the eye blending brush, the eyeshadow brush, and then the face powder brush, they have a little cooling ball on the end that's shaped like a beauty blender. So it's like a teardrop, and it's meant to be cooling under the eyes, so it's a metal little teardrop. The thing about these is they're expensive as hell. So the brow brush that I would be actually interested in trying out is $28. Now, I know your sponge is 20, and I'm supposing that, yeah, your brush should be around that, but you could have made it 22. Like, 22, I could have messed with. 28, no, So that's a $30-something for a spoolie. Come on. The eyeliner brush is 22. That one, I might actually try. I want to see that in store, though, because it has, like, a curved shape to it. If you can see it and make it out, it has a little curve that I might want to do that, but I don't really use liner that much, so I'll probably use it like under. I want to see this brush because it's $22 and not too awful. Then the crease brush is $33. Eyeshadow crease. Who you talking to? Who are you? Who are you talking to? And then the powder brush is $60. Excuse? No, ma'am. No. The all over eyeshadow brush is $30, and that one also has the cooling roller thing. Y'all are shooting yourself in the foot with these prices. Y'all could stop. Y'all could really stop. Even though low-key I want to try the eyeliner brush, and I might low-key want to try the blender brush. It's $30 though. No, $33, but it has the roller on it, so it's like I can try out the roller concept. But people are saying like the roller that you use is during like your skincare step. So you're applying your skincare and you have the little cooling roller thing under to use under your eyes, but who's using their makeup brush for, like, who's pulling out a makeup brush to use that end? And it's true, like, if you want one of those, like, you have it separate. So to have it in with a makeup brush is not like something that, yeah, it's innovative, it's different, but it's not really, it don't make no sense. But then again, I do skincare at my desk with all my brushes, so, but I don't like dual-ended brushes anyway, so then I'd have it in my cup with the spoolie. No, some just ain't adding up, and it could have been great. It really could have been great because I see the innovation, it's different, but I don't think a lot of people are going to want to try out these gimmicky brushes at those prices. I think if they were more in the $20 range, people would have been more like inclined to try it. Like maybe they'd have been like, oh, I'll test it out just for shits and giggles, but not at $60 for a powder brush. I know $60 you can pay for like a handmade Japanese exquisite, like, oh my god, it's so awesome brush, but not for Beauty Blender and not for a gimmicky one with a little teardrop on the bottom. So I'm not gonna get that one at all. So we're gonna wrap it up there because no, we're not doing what we're not gonna do is get that. Okay, we're not getting those brushes. So hopefully I blocked some shopping for you guys. Maybe I've inspired you to shop. I don't know if I'm really succeeding at the intent of these videos, but however, there is only one thing out of this entire lineup that I am willing to try, which would be from Urban Decay, that Naked Foundation and Concealer. I'm thinking I'm gonna try it because I really like the sample that I tried out. Other than that, I'm good, and I've been really good. And you know what? If you try samples of foundation, like the intrigue will wear off, and you're like, oh, I can do without that, especially at $70. So I implore you to get foundation samples, try them out. If you can test out products in store first, like if a product's available only online, I'm the type of person that now, before I would have been like, oh, I'll try it out. Now I'm like, nope, not doing it unless I can try it in store. So I blocked myself that way. So maybe that's a technique or tactic that you can employ as well. But let me know what you have been doing to stop yourself from shopping. I have bought some things, so there will be a haul video. But I have been pretty good at keeping low-key with the new products. So I feel good about things. I'm doing things. Things are looking up, okay? This addiction is getting under control slowly but surely. And I'm going to share some more tips and tricks with you guys. I think I'm going to do themed videos, but we'll just stay tuned for that. Until then, you can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, where I have like there's shenanigans over there, so definitely check me out there. And I will leave all the products listed down below along with links on where you can pick them up through Ulta and Sephora. Those links happen to be affiliate links, which means if you shop through my links, I do make a small sales commission. Now, I'm not directly affiliated with these brands or these products, obviously, or by pushing them like a salesperson, Jacqueline. So if you want to give back to the channel, you can shop through my links. Otherwise, if you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. But yeah, if you do shop through my links, thank you so much, because it does help me to put right back into the channel. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.